Slater getting very comfortable being uncomfortable, and I'm pleased to say the coach alongside his captain Dally Cherry Evans joined us tonight. Billy, you put on a show for us today.
Brace, I'm very uncomfortable listening to my own voice, that's for sure.
Hey, tell us, you're a few series into this one now. Is there any difference between leading into game one, Bill, as opposed to the last 2 years?
Yeah, there's always a little bit of difference, a few different players, a different approach, and but probably what I was alluding to in the press conference, I don't feel any easier. I still feel nervous. This means a hell of a lot to a lot of people in the state of Queensland, and I understand that, and that's not lost to the players either. So, that's probably why there's a fair bit of pressure around it, and I'm just looking forward to getting into camp now and getting to work with the boys. It's been a long day today, a lot of promotional stuff and fittings and that sort of stuff, but we can really knuckle down and get to work tomorrow.
Hey Daly, Jakey's been walking around town claiming he's the best Origin come out of Manly in years. What say you, mate?
I'm really happy for him, eh? That's great news for him, and anyone who knows Jake knows how passionate he is about any side that he plays for. So great news for him and his family, and I'm sure he'll do a great job for him.
DC, how you feel with your new halves partner? Obviously, months of being out, it's a big loss for Queensland, but you got a new halves partner there. How's your combination going to be with him?
Yeah, it's we've only had that one game together, Tommy and I, but he has been in camp before on numerous occasions, so got a really good understanding of what sort of gets each other playing good footy. Like, that's ultimately what we want to do, is we want to complement each other as halves. We also want to make sure that as halves that we're directing the team around and getting our job done there. So he's not Cam, he doesn't have to be Cam, but if he comes in and plays to his strengths, he's been playing some really good footy, not just this year, but the last couple of years. So I'm really happy to see him back in the arena again.
Billy, I'm always intrigued about the coaches when they pick their bench. You've gone for Selwyn Cobbo on the bench, covering outside backs. What was your thought process there?
Well, 4 of the last 6 Origin games, Gus, we've had to interchange an outside back. That certainly came into it, and we just think Selwyn's a wonderful player. He can play a number of positions. Who knows, we might even create one for him, but we'll work that out over the course of the week, and we'll see what suits the team and how we can inject Selwyn Cobbo into the game.
All right, you probably won't answer the next question, but I'll ask it anyway. If outside backs don't get hurt, have you got a plan for Selwyn Cobbo to get into the game? I think there was a game, might have been last year, where he played lock forward for the Broncos against the Bulldogs at Belmore. Could we likely see him take on a role like that at some stage during the game?
Well, that's a possibility, and Queensland have done that in the past. This guy standing next to me has played in the middle of the field. I remember Cooper Cronk, Kalen Ponga has played in the middle as well. So we feel that Selwyn is just a footy player. Anywhere out on the field is going to be dangerous for Queensland, and he's playing wonderfully well at the moment in a number of positions. So there's risk whichever way you go. You don't put an outside back on the bench, that's risky. You do put one on the bench, well, there's an element of risk to that. So you just got to calculate that risk, and this is the way where we've gone with.
Hey Billy, I've watched a few of your interviews today talking about David Fifita not quite meeting the standard that he set last year. I'm curious, is it more of a physical thing with his performance, or is some of it mental as well?
Yeah, look, Dave created a really high standard for his footy last year. And he's still working to get back to that standard. He had a pec injury through the pre-season, so that was something that he had to overcome, and he didn't get a great crack at his pre-season. And then when he came back, he was playing off the bench, so he's still working towards his best footy. Look, the phone call that I had with David last night was was a really good one, to be honest. Like, the way that he took the news, obviously he was disappointed, but he wished the team all the best, and he actually reiterated that message through a text message later on in the night. So he's in a great place, Dave, and I've got no doubt that he's going to wear the maroon jersey again in the future, and I look forward to making that phone call to him to let him know that he is back in the team when he hits that standard again.
Billy, I'm a big fan of Jermaine Hopgood. How pleasing was it to make a phone call to him to tell him he's in the side?
Yeah, that was one of the good ones, Gal, and you get a bit of a sense of how much it means to the player when the conversation goes silent for a little bit, and that was certainly the case with Jermaine. He's had He's had a wonderful journey coming down from Hervey Bay. He spent some time on the Sunshine Coast as a 16-year-old. I was walking down to Suncorp Stadium here with him this afternoon, and he was letting me know about his path that he's taken, to wear this maroon jersey. Obviously went to the Panthers and did his apprenticeship there, and he's had a great couple of years at Parramatta, and he brings so much to the footy team, and excited for him to get his opportunity to play for Queensland.
Billy, I think you look way too comfortable to me. I've got to say it, you really do. First game in Sydney, when are you coming down?
I'm like a duck on a pond, mate. I've got going underneath me, and I'm just cool up top. But we'll head down to Sydney on Monday. We'll get our preparation done up here in Queensland, and head down Monday afternoon, and that's when it starts getting real for us.
All right, you two, we really appreciate your time. Dally, as always, all the best for Wednesday week. You too, Bill, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, fellas.
Good.